Look, what a beautiful new swan.
And the ugly duckling felt like a true swan.
It doesn't matter if you're raised in a duck yard, as long as you're hatched from a swan's egg.
But after a while among the swans in the lake, the ugly duckling began to feel uncomfortable.
Something wrong, old chap?
We just swim around doing nothing. In the dockyard...
Let's not talk about that place. And anyway, it's not a dockyard, it's a duck yard. Don't be miserable. Keep your pecker up. Be a real swan.
I'll try.
Good heavens. In the middle of the lake.
Yes, it looks terrible.
Well, I never. We have told you not to mix with that sort. You ought to be ashamed.
Look at that funny swan. Doesn't it look weird?
Pull yourself together. What will people think? We don't want them thinking it's a duck yard, do we?
Stop making that horrible noise. This instant. Ow.
What's up with you then?
I've got a tummy ache.
Probably from eating all that junk food you find.
But you don't understand me.
Well, if we don't understand you, who does?
Stop making such a fuss, child.
You must realize we can't go on like this. Our patience is wearing out.
You have an assured future on this lake, so you'd better listen to us. But remember, we didn't ask you to come here.
It is a free country. If you're not satisfied with things here, nobody is stopping you from going back where you came from.
Will he once again become an outcast?
What's up now? That sounds absolutely awful.
I've got a heartache. I think I'm dying.
Fiddlesticks. You're not dying. But maybe you should see a doctor.
So the ugly duckling saw the doctor. Now then, here are some pills for you. They will soon ease your pains.
Thanks, but maybe it's more like, I mean, well, sometimes I feel more like I'm a duck.
Can't really cure that, I'm afraid. But I can refer you to a psychiatrist.
But does that mean that I'm crazy, Doctor?
No, it's really quite normal. So the ugly duckling saw the psychiatrist.
I clearly remember my mum. She was a duck. I was always teased, but somehow it was different. The swans are quite friendly in a way, but what if I don't adapt? What then? Will I be left out in the cold again? There's nobody to talk to either. They're all so stuffy and pompous. They think you can just...
What do they think?
No, not really. They're not bad, really. But it is easier being a duck. All I do now is swim about all day on that boring lake, eating old bits of bread people don't want for themselves. They might at least throw out some decent stuff. In the duck yard, the food was great. Although, of course, we'd wind up as roast duck. Well, we are all birds, you know. But there's nothing special to indicate you being a duck. How about this? I'm afraid you'll just have to learn to live with it.
But in the long run, the ugly duckling couldn't go on. He soon lost all his friends, and one day he decided to put an end to it all.
Listen to that strange swan.
Yes, it might be useful. Hey there. What's up, Ducky? Life is wonderful. Cheer up. No, life is miserable, and I'm ugly. Nobody likes me. Nonsense. You may not be pretty, but your voice. We could make a fortune, boy. You realise that? No. What is your name? Hans Christian. Never mind that. We'll give you a new name. Now, come with us and everything is going to work out fine.
And they went ahead. First, he had an operation. He was, after all, unhappy about his long neck and narrow beak. And soon, the new star was born. But he was never a success. He couldn't sing, and after a while he went completely to the dogs. Later he signed on as a deckhand on a ship bound for the States, where he was discharged. Rumour has it that he tried to get a job in the movies. But how could he ever succeed? It doesn't matter being hatched from a swan's egg, as long as you're raised in a duck... No. It doesn't matter being raised in a duck yard as long as you haven't... no. Growing up in a duck yard is always difficult, especially if you're hatched from a swan's egg. Yes.